if you're watching this now, this video I am actually posting today is September 19th, 2020, and I'm posting this video before other videos that you may see of me in the hospital. Yes, I still am in the hospital. Spoiler alert. But I just need to get this video out there, so I'm gonna post it here within the next day or so, and then I will be posting the rest of the other videos from my days here in the hospital, which are pretty short because I really I couldn't record, you know. I didn't feel good, and that's the last thing you think about doing is picking up the camera and recording yourself when you feel like death. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please, if you're a medical staff or in the medical field, please continue watching this video. I mean, everyone continue watching. It's so important. So thank you. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Bye. So I thought I would do a quick little update today. It is the following day, and it is it's day 10 in the hospital. But I had one of my least favorite PAs come in this morning. Oh no! She's very quick when she comes in. She doesn't really listen to you. She's like, I mean, she doesn't listen. She really doesn't. The last time she was in, I had to have the nurse come in, and I had to tell her how I felt. Sorry, I'm getting the tripod ready here because I'm all shaky. Holding this, so I don't want my video all shaky. But so she was pretty much in and out. She was like, "You get to go home today, or you're going home today." I hear, and I was like, "Yeah, I guess." Yeah, I guess. You know, I've heard that the last 2 days, so I didn't tell her that, but that's what I was thinking in my head. So it's kind of like I'm taking things with a grain of salt. So I was like, I guess, and she, I don't know, she said, "Oh, you don't want to go home?" or something like that, too. And she briefly talked about the doctors saying, you know, going to Mayo Clinic, because she asked me, like, "Oh, you're going to go to Mayo Clinic?" I'm like, "Well, I'm trying." But I keep calling the doctors, you know, the people who told me at Rocky Mountain they want me to go to Mayo to send a referral down there, but their office staff really stinks, and they are not relaying the messages, or I'm not sure what's going on. So I have no idea if they've even sent a referral. I doubt it. And I'm thinking now that it's afternoon, their hematologist is not rounding, right, Chet? I don't know, which I've been asking to see them, because when I came in, I don't remember what my hemoglobin was at, but the PA was like, I then was like, "Oh, what is my hemoglobin?" Because they check it every day. And she's like, "Oh, it's stable. It's what it was at when you came in, at a 7. And I was like, just like, she's like, "You're hemologically stable. Your O2 stats are good," which we've had this discussion before. Well, me and Chet.
Does she not know that you had
blood?
To be transfused?
Yeah, she said, but she didn't know I've had 3 units, I don't think. I don't know. And I don't think she knew that the first unit I got, it actually didn't change. It stayed at a 7. So, it should go up a whole point, like to an 8. So then, you know, she said the whole O2 thing again, which, like, is ridiculous, because I'm oxygenating the blood that I have, or the red blood cells that I have in my body, and I have like half the amount of Chet right now. So if Chet were at my level, yeah, his stats would be not good, but I have been living like this for the last 4 months or more, and my O2 stats are going to be where they're going to be. I had a collapsed lung, and my O2 stats were at 100%, because that's who I am, like Superwoman. So,
well, it's easier.
Oh, it's hard. What do you mean?
No, I mean, it's easier for you to saturate your blood now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, It's not, though. I
It's-
mean,
easy.
I work hard to get it.
I know.
It's easier than if I were at a 10 and then all of a sudden went to a 7.
But you see it in your heart rate.
Yeah.
And
That's
your
the
breathing
thing.
rate is
You
up.
see it in my heart rate, my breathing, and so
if she
it
actually
pissed.
counted your breathing rate.
It pissed
like,
me
oh.
off because she said I was stable, and then she was like, the more blood transfusions you get, the more risks of getting antibodies in your blood, which I have, but I developed that the first time I received blood when I was younger, when I got a blood transfusion. So she doesn't know what she's talking about in that aspect. Like,
well, she didn't look at your chart to see that you already had the antibodies.
I've had that forever, since I was little. But then she, it's like the nurse came in and I was just really irritated because she was like, well, do you want a blood? And it was like, I was like, oh, I'm going to call my husband and ask him what, talk to him. But really, like, that's stupid. You're the PA. Like, you need to be the one making the decision medically for me. Like, hey, you need a blood transfusion because your hemoglobin is at a 7.
You're making a recommendation.
Yeah, or a recommendation. Like, I think you should. She was pretty much saying I shouldn't. And it's like, okay, so you want me to be back in here tomorrow? Because if you look at blood work, I was at like an 8.6, 8.5, or 8.6, 8.3 the next day, then 7.5 the next day. Now I'm at a 7. Like, tomorrow I would be at a 6 something probably.
6.5.
So it's like, if you want me to come in here on the weekend, because today's Saturday, if you want me to come in on Sunday, then...
Which means you have to go to the ER.
I'd have to go to the ER. I'd probably be admitted. I'd be here another day, and they'd be looking at me like, what the heck, you just left yesterday.
Right.
Like, treat me while I'm here, lady. She's awful. Awful. So I asked to speak to her because I was like brewing inside, just so angry and upset with her that I wanted to tell her how I felt, and she wouldn't come back in. She said that the other doctor was going to be on call later, who has been great all along. We love him. So, it's like she couldn't even face me. She must have known I was upset, but I didn't even say anything really when she was in here. It was just kind of like, I was kind of shocked at what she was saying. And it was like 7 a.m. I had just woken up. They had just given me like IV antibiotics, and anyways, I told the nurse, I spilled my guts out to her, my nurse that I have today, and I was like, if she thinks I'm stable, like, she is not right in the head. She's an idiot, because if I get up right now and if I just walk to the bathroom, my heart rate is going to skyrocket. And,
the nurse came.
And so the nurse was in here,
on you.
And I went into the bathroom. I was like, can I just, clean up a little bit? And what I did was wash my hair in the sink. And then I took a washcloth and I just wiped my body down with some soap and water just to clean up, instead of like having to take this and wrap it and take this and wrap it and this other, where my chest tube was, and put all this stuff on. It's just a big ordeal. And take the leads off. I had this like telly thing, strapped to my chest here of leads and stuff, watching my heart. And so, it's a pain. So I just wiped myself down, and my heart rate went to like 160 just doing that in the bathroom. And she had to come in. She's like knocking on the door, and Chet's in here, and she's like, are you okay? And I come out, and I was joking. I was like, oh, I was just going for a run. But I think she was a little confused when I said that, wasn't she, Chet?
She thought you meant you
like I was rushing in there.
Yeah.
But I wasn't. I mean, I was just doing what I needed to do. So...
Because your heart rate hit like 160.
Yeah,
and the alarms started going off.
Yeah, the alarms go off and stuff. I mean, that happened quite a few times here, because
Last time when you were at 7.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, they make that rule, too, on the ER if someone's at a 7, or at least every time I've gone, they're like, we transfuse people at a 7, and my hematology office actually transfuses people at 8. So it's like, obviously, lady, I need something, like, and then, so right now, Chet got his lunch, and I'm sitting here, and I was opening up my sandwich and stuff, and I'm like, It's not because I need to eat, because I just had breakfast not long ago. I'm actually not even that hungry. I was like, man, I'm like shaking. And that's why I did set the camera down. But seriously, if there's any doctors or PAs or medical staff watching this, like, take your time with your patients. It's ridiculous that hospitals make you rush through, or that you want to see as many patients as you can because it's the money. Like, that is not good healthcare.
What oxygen saturation actually means.
That's true.
It's a percentage of your red blood cells that are saturated.
Yeah.
So if you have someone that's extremely anemic, like in that transfusible range, they could literally have half their pulmonary function and still sat at 100%.
Yeah.
And we're at altitude.
Yeah.
We're at altitude. So if you have a patient at altitude saturating at 100% and they're anemic, that should be like a big red flag in your mind too. That doesn't add up.
Yeah.
And then you should really think about what you're going to say before you say it.
Well, and they don't know me. I am not some, like, fat person or someone that's out of shape. Like, I came from swimming 2 miles a day and lifting weights, like, alternating days. And, like, really, I work out hard. Like, I was in really good shape. And I was 20 pounds less than I am now. So, it's like... It's ridiculous. They don't even know me too. That they base it off of just what they see, when it's like, no, know your patient. No, they're normal, not like your medical normal, if that makes sense.
They're not even, she didn't even understand it medically normal.
Well, that and
she didn't take into account your current red blood cell count.
That and she acted like it was no big deal. And acted like I was this bad person to need a blood transfusion or something. Just telling me, like, lecturing me, the more you have. Well, would you like to help me with that? Like, what the heck?
Why you need it.
Yeah, like, that really pisses me off. It's going to make me cry.
Because she wanted to get you out of here sooner.
It's like,
Which is fine.
But it's like, are you serious? Like, yeah, but it's like... I don't know. I don't know what she was getting at. And it's funny because we had just had this conversation with the doctor, the actual doctor, not a PA. No offense to PAs. Well, her. But, the doctor, yesterday, and I was like, when they say that my blood level's stable, like, that's really confusing because it's not, because it's always dropping. Yeah, I get a blood transfusion and it stays maybe for like a few days, but then it drops again. So it's like, how is that stable? I don't get it. You need to explain it differently then. Because then she said stable means, like, you don't need a blood transfusion at the moment, right? Isn't that how she's explained it?
But in this case, you do.
Yeah, but in this case, I do. That's not hemologically stable. Like, big words there, lady.
Yeah, just to...
And
we even talked about this with the doctor. Every profession has a vocabulary in their profession that you use internally. And then when you talk to a customer or a patient, you have to be very careful.
Well, the words you use.
That you're using words that they will understand the way you understand them. Like, everyone understands what stable means, but when a doctor uses it to describe a patient is different than what that patient would describe themselves.
Yeah. Because I've never been stable.
Yeah.
My blood has
if
always...
If it takes a little longer to use more words to describe your patient, you should do that.
It's just like, it's frustrating.
And it ruins your trust in that physician or PA.
Yeah, that's true.
That. And if you can't trust your physician or PA, they have no business
overseeing
your care anymore.
What's crazy is that I was thankful for her, like, a month ago when they found the blood clots, because I felt like she's the only one that listened to me when I was talking about how I was breathing, which is crazy. Like, at that moment, she actually sat down in the chair next to me, but I don't know what happened to her, or if that was just, like, a day of slowness for her, or or what. But thank goodness she was in and out when I think about it now. I think I was just so out of it then. I keep looking at Chet, but I was so out of it then that I think maybe it was in and out. I mean, and then she didn't come back until like 5, and then pretty much just said I had blood clots in my lungs, and that was it. Said they're starting me on heparin and left the room. Like, no explanation or anything, really. Were you there for that chat or no?
That was it.
Like,
the next day, and then we had
yeah. So, yeah, like, if she only knew how it really was, like, that if I were to get up and move around, yeah, I'm sitting in bed and my heart rate's 95 right now, but like if I eat, it would go up even higher, and my normal heart rate is like 50. So sitting here at 75, 80, 85 is not normal for me. That's not stable for me. Like, maybe that's normal for someone else.
Yeah. If they give you a transfusion, it's not gonna help your resting heart rate too much.
Yeah, it goes down. Watch it.
But not down to 50 again.
No,
it's
not
like
down to
70.
50 because my hemoglobin isn't at like 13.
Because they can't get her up to normal blood levels.
Yeah.
But when you start getting below that 7, you get into the scary zone where, her heart's working really hard. Well, she's had blood tests where some of those enzymes that your body releases to help your heart out, like she's had elevated levels of that, and that gets scary. Like you can't
like heart
go down
damage
there that long. Yeah.
Yeah, it shows that it's like heart damage, and so it's like, and what's crazy is that I've been lower than this, and I'm out at the grocery store, but I'm working hard breathing, and I think to myself, man, I hope no one gets
gotta manage
like
it better so you're not like that.
Well, then I think to myself, man, I hope no one hears me breathing right now, or I need to like stop for a second and rest,